990, of course, your home for all major sports, including MMA. But Dave Simon MMA is his Twitter ID as well on Twitter.com. But last night, Dave put his multi-athlete hat on and watched a little boxing as well.
Yeah, I like to throw the boxing in there, watching the wrestling all the time, and the MMA, throw the boxing in there from time to time. I like combat. I like violence. It's good. And I like Manny Pacquiao. And I thought that he had a dominant performance last night against Bradley. Pacquiao, in my opinion, won rounds, I'd say every round except for maybe one, the 10th round. I thought he had it 11-1. Maybe the first round going to Bradley, scoring it 10-2 for Pacquiao. The judges, though, scoring it 115-113, which is 8-4. 2 of the 3 judges scoring it for Timothy Bradley and giving him the fight 115-113 on 2 judges' scorecards. 1 judge scoring it 115-113 Pacquiao, which to me isn't even enough. I'd say at the minimum you give Pacquiao 9 rounds. And for some reason, the judges scoring it for Tim Bradley last night, a split decision win. He's the first man to beat Pacquiao in several years, and they're already talking about the rematch. It was all over Twitter last night. People were disgusted with the sport of boxing. Everybody just sickened. Dana White calling the Nevada State Athletic Commission the worst athletic commission, and everybody very, very unimpressed with the judges in Nevada last night.
It was an HBO broadcast, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, HBO pay-per-view.
What did their scorecard have it at? The Letterman scorecard?
11-1 Pacquiao.
Wow. And the announcers, did they have the Larry Merchant? Was he there as usual? Was Larry Merchant the old guy there in the ring with them last night?
I don't think I saw Larry Merchant there.
But this must have been just absolutely...
They couldn't believe it. Nobody could believe it. Everyone was in shock. And a lot of people are calling that it was fixed. I mean, it was either fixed or the judges that scored it for Bradley should never be anywhere near a ring again. They can pick either or. But something went terribly wrong last night, and that is quite clear. It makes the sport of boxing look like an even bigger joke than it was looked at before. And, it was really, it was disgusting. It was disgusting to watch. And, I'm sickened by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, no matter what happened. If they're letting judges that are so inept judge fights, that's a real problem. It's a problem that we deal with in mixed martial arts as well. There are judges and referees that don't know what they're doing, and these athletic commissions let them do that job. So it's either complete ineptitude of the judges, or there was some sort of fix. Either way, it was a gross miscarriage of justice last night. Manny Pacquiao getting absolutely screwed, and the fans getting screwed as well. The people that paid money to watch that fight, either in attendance or on pay-per-view. People that laid money down betting on that fight. I mean, everybody got screwed, even Bradley. I mean, okay, he gets a rematch with Pacquiao, he's making more money, but...
Did he look shocked by the decision?
Yes.
Did he look surprised?
Yes. He said, I'm not sure if I won that fight. I guess I'll have to watch it and see. No one says that after a fight.
Now, has there been any statement? Sometimes you see the commission say, yeah, this was not, we're ordering a rematch, that kind of thing. Have we heard anything like that from them?
They haven't. The commission in Nevada hasn't said anything. This is the same commission, mind you, that gave a therapeutic use exemption for testosterone to Chael Sonnen. He can just, inject himself with testosterone, and they suspended Nick Diaz for marijuana for 9 months and fined him 25% of his purse from his February fight with Carlos Condit. That's the Nevada State Athletic Commission. That's what's going on in Nevada, which is supposed to be the fight capital of the world. As a combat sports journalist, this is very bad. What I saw last night was very, very bad, and it makes me want to have fights, outside of Las Vegas. Stay away from Vegas because bad things could happen there.
Is that a reality that people will start to look at that as a possibility, maybe going back to Atlantic City? We know that many big stage fights have been, New York, but also Atlantic City.
Look, if the commission keeps doing bad things, if they give suspensions to guys that don't necessarily deserve a suspension, if they're doing screwy things as far as the judging, if their referees are inept. Usually the refereeing is very good. in Nevada. I had no problem with the ref last night. I thought he did a good job. The refs that do UFC shows in Las Vegas, they always do a good job because it's the same guys. It's the Josh Rosenthals, the Herb Deans. Those guys are doing those Vegas shows. But the judging needs to be looked at in a serious way. The commission needs to be looked at in a serious way. And yes, it will affect big fights. I mean, does Manny Pacquiao really want to fight in Nevada again? I wouldn't want to fight in Nevada if I were Manny Pacquiao.
And he wasn't shocked afterwards, and he wasn't...
He said, leave it up to God, and I mean, he didn't seem that shocked. Manny Pacquiao is a very spiritual guy, and he's the type of guy where it's like, it happened for a reason, and if God says this, then... And they're already talking about the rematch.
November 6th, yeah.
Yeah, November 6th, right? They already had the date. I mean, how convenient is it that the day after the fight, we already know, November 6th, rematch? How convenient is it that right after they were fighting, Bradley and Pacquiao were both asked about the rematch, and they both said, well, November, I think November sounds good.
And
how convenient
he really had
is that?
no other options after Bradley, right? Pacquiao, he really had run the gamut already.
He could wait for Mayweather to get out of jail, and he could fight Floyd Mayweather, which is the fight that everybody wants to see. But now there's even more delay because another Bradley fight has to happen when Manny Pacquiao beat him last night, unfortunately on paper, and the judges, they didn't see it that way, and they gave the fight to Bradley. At this point in time, I think it's a waste of Manny Pacquiao's career and the few fights that he has left to fight Tim Bradley again. He beat him, but because the judges screwed up, he's going to have to beat him again.
Well, you know what? Another issue that's going to be underlining is Bob Arum, who is the manager of Manny Pacquiao,
Yeah.
and of course, Arum and Floyd Mayweather do not see eye to eye.
Did Arum have any comments? He's very colorful
did
guy.
state-
He said he thought Pacquiao won the fight, but he also said
He'll make many millions of dollars.
he's going to make a lot of money in the rematch. So you wonder what Bob Arum's role was in this whole thing. I was just watching a video of Floyd Mayweather that was taken a couple years ago, and he said, Bob Arum, he'll make you lose before you leave him under his, because Arum is Pacquiao's promoter and he pays him for the fights. So he says, Arum will make you lose before you leave him or if you mess around with him. So Mayweather was calling this a couple years ago saying, well, Bob Arum will do things to you. And now, lo and behold, Pacquiao loses and Bob Arum is saying he's going to make millions in the rematch. I'm not saying Bob Arum had anything to do with maybe throwing that fight. I'm just saying it's a possibility that has to be looked at. You can't ignore the fact that it's possible.